All right. Sorry, I hope you didn't catch me clearing my throat. Pastor Matt here. I'm glad that we can be here this morning. And I just wanted to jump on here. This is the first Sunday of the season of Advent. Now, we as Baptists, we're part of the Southern Baptist Convention, part of that tradition, and we as Baptists don't often appropriate those things from the liturgical calendar, but this is one of those things that we do, and I'm glad that we do, because what Advent is about is to remind us that we are preparing for the coming of the Christ child. And even though Christ has already come in history and such, it's a way for us to be able to prepare our hearts for the incarnation, for God becoming flesh, and just really having it driven home to us that, glory to God in the highest, and on earth, peace, goodwill to men. The peace that God provides through Christ is us being reconciled to Him, us as sinners being reconciled to a holy God. Now, I think here Satan has won a battle, and this is going to be part of my introduction for the sermon this morning. We're going to be out of Romans 1 1 to 7. And one of the things that comes up with Advent is that Satan wins, I think, some battles here. Because rather than us resting and waiting and thinking and meditating and contemplating on this, what Satan does is to try from Thanksgiving to Christmas to make it as frantic a season as possible. I do a little thing online where, every 25th of whatever month it is, whether it's January, February, March, whatever it may be, I say however many corresponding months it is until Christmas. And you would be shocked. Maybe not. Maybe you feel the same way about how that just makes, sometimes the reaction is such a visceral one. Oh, no, don't say that. So what has happened is that I think Satan's won a battle because we have so many parties, so many plays, so many preparations that we have to make, so many this and so many that. Even in church world, we can have so much happening to prepare for an event that we are getting ready to do, that we miss the beauty of just taking time to meditate and contemplate on all that Christ has done coming into the world. And so Christmas comes, you open up the presents, and suddenly there's no wonder, there's no joy anymore, because we have so put our eggs in that basket that when that's over, then there's nothing to it. And so that's why the world looks sometimes at us, the culture looks at us and says, you're doing the same thing we're doing. So I believe there's a better way. There's a number of Advent devotionals that are out. In fact, we put one out last year. I'm not saying you should read ours, but we did that so that people will make sure that they are taking time not to waste their Advent, but they are taking some time to ponder the most miraculous event that has ever happened in the history of anything. God became flesh. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. God walked on the earth here. And He did so in order to rescue us and reconcile us. Rescue us from our brokenness and reconcile us to a relationship with Him. And we walk in that. We walk as what Romans 1 1 to 7 is going to talk about. We walk in that obedience of faith. Not just basking in the conversion, but we're living a life of transformation, which is what Romans 12 1 to 2 talks about. Not being conformed to the pattern of this world, being transformed by the renewing of our mind. So this is Advent. And now, are you going to feel all of these activities that you need to attend and be a part of? Or are you going to take some time? I'm not saying quit your job. I'm not saying disengage from everybody. That's the polar opposite. But are you going to take time to marvel and wonder at what God has accomplished in this season? If there was no Christmas, there would be no Easter. There would be no resurrection. There would be nothing to celebrate on that end as well. There'd be really nothing for us to celebrate. Just live as you live. Do you see what I'm saying? Let me know what you think. Are you struggling right now with wasting your Advent? Are you struggling right now with feeling the pressure? Does the thought of December 25th coming along, does that just, oh no, it's coming up, and you approach it with dread? Well, I think Satan's won a battle there. Let's fight that. By the power of the Spirit, let's fight that. All right? God bless you all.